Hello, I'm Dr. Rob Hicks and welcome to Doctor's Orders. Today we're going to be talking about temperature and why it's important to keep an eye on the temperature and check for a fever, particularly because it gives us very valuable information if you or somebody that you're caring for is unwell. So there are different types of thermometers. One of the most common ones is the digital thermometer here. This can be put into the mouth, or you can put it under the arm, in the armpit to measure temperature. It's always important with these thermometers to check the manufacturer's instructions so that you're using them properly and you'll get an accurate reading. If you are putting it under the arm, then you put it against skin, not against clothing, and then you gently put your arm down to hold the thermometer in place. And most of these digital thermometers will beep when it's time to look at the reading. And they have a little display just on the front there where you're able to see what your temperature is. Now, in children under the age of 5, it's probably best if you use them under the arm, not in the mouth, because children are likely to bite the thermometer and we don't want them injuring themselves or indeed breaking the thermometer. The other form of thermometer that's commonly used is called the ear thermometer, and you'll see it here. And like it says on the tin, it goes in the ear. You switch it on, put it into the ear, press the button, and a few seconds later you get your temperature reading, which you can see on the screen. Now, these are perhaps more convenient to use, but they are more expensive than the digital ones. Which one you use is up to you. What's most important is that you choose one that you're confident using and actually that you use it according to the manufacturer's instructions. Nowadays, we don't recommend using the fever strips or the temperature strips that look like this and that you place across the forehead, simply because they record skin temperature, not body temperature, and so really for monitoring fever they're less accurate. And nowadays you won't see anybody using a mercury thermometer because of the risk of them breaking and therefore the mercury exposing a person to potential harm. It's very important that if a baby under the age of 3 months has a temperature that's higher than 38 degrees, that you seek medical advice. And for a baby between the ages of 3 and 6 months, if their temperature is over 39 degrees centigrade, again, seek medical advice. Generally speaking, for adults and children, a fever that is persisting, despite you trying to take all the relevant measures to lower it, a fever that's associated with symptoms, particularly those like rash, confusion, dizziness, lethargy, shortness of breath or chest pain, seek prompt medical advice. If somebody does have a high temperature and you want to control it, nowadays the best approach is to make the room a comfortable temperature, use some over-the-counter and age-appropriate paracetamol or ibuprofen. And nowadays we don't suggest stripping a child or a person down or indeed sponging them, because the scientific research says actually that doesn't help cool the body. But the bottom line is, if somebody has a raised temperature and you're concerned for any reason, then do seek medical advice. And that's Doctor's Orders.